Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billy's here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show? It no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billy's here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people. Billy's our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, is the vibe we dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love, respect, unselfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes. WUB. And all the things that must happen and not got blue skies. And nothing that people get victimized. Let's work together for better. We got to unite. Billy's here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play your role, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show? It no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. WUB. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Another day is here. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. We gotta keep moving. Na 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 na. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Everybody gotta put their time in. Wake up, Billy's. Wake up, Billy's. Voice of opinion and place your calling. WUB. Be yourself, see yourself. This is a show, my people.
Good morning, Belize. Welcome to the Tuesday morning edition of the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. It's Tuesday morning, the 28th of April, 2026. I'm Mose, Hyde, right here on Crumb Radio and on XTV. Another morning, a big morning with the big conversation. We call it WUB. Waking up, wake up, be awake. We are glad that you are starting it here, right here on Creme Radio and XTV. Nothing but the best. We hope your health's excellent, your energy level high, essentials, and of course your vibrations positive. It's good that you're on board. We hope you have enough space in your morning so that we can fit right in and you can get in our morning and we can hear you, we could reason, we could talk, we could vibes, sometimes even quarrel. That happens from time to time, but still with respect. We are going to start off. You should know, if you are newer around here, of course you don't, but let me tell you, we have a little warm-up section. That means we got some morning news for you, but before we do the morning news, we've got your weather forecast. And that information comes directly from the National Meteorological Service. So we are finding the kind of weather we got today, right here. Forecaster Derek Woodon starts us off.
Morning. Seasonably warm and dry conditions prevail over the region. The 24-hour forecast is for mostly sunny and warm conditions today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Little or no rain is expected. Winds over the open sea will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots, and the seas will be choppy. Maximum temperatures today will range from 88 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast to 95 inland, but only 82 degrees at the high elevations. The outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for continuing mainly fair and warm weather. There is a high tide at 7:51 this morning, and the low follows at 2:29 this afternoon. Another high is at 8:38 tonight, and another low at 2:18 early tomorrow morning. The sun rose at 5:28 this morning and will set at 6:12 this evening. The moon comes up at 3:52 this afternoon and goes down at 3:55 tomorrow morning. In the fire risk forecast, the risk for forest and brush fires will be moderate to high today. With that, we end this report from the Belize Weather Bureau.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
And no morning, excuse me, no morning news. After reaching a verbal agreement with the Prime Minister on a fuel subsidy and obtaining a small fare increase, Belize Bus Association representatives and transport officials met after one Monday afternoon in Belmopan. They agreed to a bus fare increase of 50 cents for short stops and $1 for long runs. Here's Minister Louis Zabani and BBA President Philip Jones.
Based on their proposal as well, we will be looking at an increase in fares. Now we are halfway in the work because we still have to sit down together and go through the details. So for example, with respect to the subsidy, we have to make sure that on our list we have all the bus operators with their respective road service permits listed accurately and clearly for the highway and the village, and we're also looking at city operators as well. So that's one half of the work that we have ahead. And then also with the increase in fares, we want to make sure that that all the different stops along the lines that was done last week, that those will be adjusted according to the agreement that they had with the Prime Minister, right? So that's for us to complete tomorrow, and once that is completed, then we'll be able to make a joint formal statement about where we have come to.
For the fares, the subsidy, is it still being discussed at $1, or has that been raised or lowered?
No, we're looking at 50 cents for short stops and $1 for the longer stops of the buses. So again, that has to be matched with the particular places that the buses stop along the highway. And that's the exercise that we are going to do in detail tomorrow.
We are very pleased, and the members are very satisfied due to the simple fact that, like the minister rightly said, it will be a minimal increase, right? So this decision was made based in the best interest of the general public and the daily commuters. And with this right here, it will be able to allow the operators to operate more efficiently and more responsibly, due to the fact that, like I said before, this is a lifeline, and the increase is very modest. It will be 50 cents in certain areas, 25 in certain areas, and $1 maximum. It will not exceed that. And in terms of the subsidy, it will only be for a 3-month period, and it will expire in that 3-month period. If it will be extended, we're hoping that the Middle East issue is worked out by then. I believe in the Minister and the Prime Minister wisdom that hopefully by then we should be back to normal.
The increases will also be applied by the National Bus Company, and discussions will also take place regarding city operators. There were also discussions about a cap on the price of fuel, but no decision has been made in that regard. Speaking at Tower Hill during the height of the BBA blockade, Vice President Michael Fraser explained just how severely operators are being affected by the steep rise in diesel prices.
The price of fuel now, you can call it $16 a gallon. And when you work that out, we will never ever be able to continue our running. When you think about the fuel subsidy, it's not gonna really work out if we do not get that reduction, because most of us would make maybe 500 and add round trip. Then we have wear and tear, we have conductors to pay, drivers to pay, and it's very, we're on the real loss. I have one of my members that, man, at the end of the week, she was $700 negative, you know, and we've been trying our best to avoid all this. I am fully aware, and they are aware, that millions of dollars will be lost today. Now, to tell you the truth, we know that our commuters need much better. We are trying, we have made big investment, but Mr. Zabani, who is the Minister of Transport, went ahead and formed the NBC, National Bus Company. That is what is happening there. It is separating us, because we were made to understand that at this present moment, he is lobbying with government to get a $6.5 million to help that bus company. Man, if the government can do that, then they can do it for us too.
The Prime Minister's promised message on how the government will address the impacts of global conflicts in Belize came at 5:35 Monday evening. He pointed particularly to the crisis in the Middle East, which is driving up fuel prices and inflation. He noted that Belize cannot escape these external shocks. Apart from the fuel subsidy for bus operators, he announced that there will be belt tightening on the part of the government while keeping essential services intact.
Government will provide a $3 per gallon fuel subsidy to all private bus operators. This measure is intended to prevent any major increases in bus fares for commuters who travel within or outside their districts during this period. And I propose to go even further to tighten our belts, so government embraces its fair share of sacrifice. Cabinet and I, therefore, have agreed to the following. Firstly, we will defer $30 million in capital expenditures previously programmed for this budget year. Secondly, $25 million will be cut from goods and services allocated across all ministries and departments. Thirdly, we will continue to tighten expenditure by significantly reducing foreign and local travel, which will require less subsistence for meetings. This will be achieved by insisting on attending and organizing meetings and conferences virtually. We will also continue to cut the government's fuel bill by limiting the use of government vehicles. At the end of the first quarter, we will assess budget performance to determine what additional measures are necessary. While we have made these hard adjustments, I want to emphasize that our social safety net spending will not be disrupted.
Addressing the observation that the government's fuel tax revenue rises when world prices increase, PM John Bissena yesterday focused solely on excise tax, which is a fixed dollar amount per gallon. However, he did not address GST, which is charged at 12.5% on the final pump price. As acquisition costs increase and pump prices increase, the GST collected per gallon also increases. An expert explained that GST is a reliable revenue stream for GOB because dealers paid upfront to the supplier, Puma, with the consumer ultimately bearing the costs. This makes it unlikely that government is collecting less than budgeted. But because the excise tax was reduced, there remains uncertainty about how much of any additional revenue accompanying price hikes the government is foregoing.
While no buyer can be protected from what we see on the news every day about fuel supply, Belize's supply, currently estimated at some 5 million gallons per month, is so far assured. Yes, there have been and will continue to be adjustments to the price at the pump and to the prices of certain products and services related to fuel cost. Let me address the issue of the price we pay at the pump. When the acquisition cost of fuel rises, that is to say, the price paid by Puma and its suppliers, the excise tax collected by the government does not rise. This is a fixed amount. And this amount, the excise tax collected, has been significantly reduced by the government since the start of this crisis. In fact, the excise tax charged on regular gasoline has been cut by 68 cents, and the excise tax charged on diesel has been cut by $1.55. These two tax reductions amount to $4.7 million per month, or a projected $60 million for this budget year. I assure you that if the acquisition cost for fuel continues to rise, the Cabinet will consider further adjustments. We are mindful that if oil prices continue to rise, the government may need to introduce more substantial cost-saving measures. If and when that time comes, we will, of course, engage with our partners to ensure proper consultations. Thankfully, we are not there yet.
ASP Stacey Smith confirmed at Monday's police press briefing that several people were detained Monday morning and issued violation tickets for obstructing the free flow of traffic during the BBA strike action. One such detention occurred at the Boom Junction.
It was a matter that we were monitoring for quite some time, and we had operational efforts in place. Certainly, we recognize that the issue that is raised is one that touches and concerns all Belizeans, and certainly we want to afford persons who are disgruntled the ability to protest. However, we have recognized also the need to maintain law and order to ensure that citizens are able to move and get to their respective locations at free will, at their liberty, certainly the directive was to ensure to avoid any confrontation and to conduct ourselves as professional as possible whilst the negotiations occur. And we are grateful that that did happen, and we were able to conclude this morning's operation without any incident.
Was any detentions made or charge levied against anyone during the operation?
I believe 3 persons were detained and issued with violation tickets and subsequently released.
And that ends our morning news update. We'll take a small break. When we come back on the other side, we're going to be open for conversation right here on Creme Radio and on XTV. We'll be right back.
Informative, accurate, current information. Creme's newscast. Local, regional, and international news. Weather and sports.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
My bro. Take a quick pic of me right here, bro.
Alright. Wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, I want to use that thing again, bro.
If I be serious and I be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than that agric. They got phone, deals, plans, they have everything that agric right now.
No, man.
But yes, it happened right now. Plus, they even have raffle and a raffle money, then a raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the agric right now.
But agreed, let's go right now.
Visit the Smart Booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
All right, welcome back. Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Tuesday morning, the 28th of April, 2026. I'm Mose Hyde. If you're just joining us, next time come earlier. We lift off right after 6:30, weekday mornings. Belize's premier morning conversation, the W, the U, the B's. Wake up. We're glad you're here, though. We've got about 2 hours to engage in conversation, reason, and the way that is done is that you need to call. Like we do everything else. Right? But you need to call. That's how it works. The telephone number is 280-5848. That's the direct line for you to participate in conversation. We have our first call. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Morning, brother.
Greetings.
Good morning.
Oh man, you know, another Tuesday morning, give thanks, man. Yeah. It's a bright, sunny Tuesday morning, so give thanks.
About till I hear you say wake up Belize this morning that I realized how forward thinking whoever it is that named this talk show, Wake Up Belize, was considering the woke culture years later in the United States. That's what this morning when I heard the Wake Up Belize. So, now who named the show Wake Up Belize?
I'm too modest to say.
Are you?
Yeah.
Respect, brother. Respect. Agreed. Two things I want to look for. I want to go back to when you were the B1 union leader. I sad to say I never realized this, right? May 1st is recognized as Labor Day. And workers are the heartbeat of the capitalist system and are often oppressed, taken advantage of. They're always just struggle. Do you recall what happened, I believe, when, as it relates to the National Agriculture Trade Show on Labor Day, somebody said to me that in the past, more than once for sure, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize would advocate for it not to be held on May 1st, because that's Labor Day. It's an important day. It matters. So I said, well, if they don't have it from the first weekend in May, when would they have a culture trade show? And instead they would have it the last weekend in April or the second weekend in May. But it's absolutely like that's no okay, and I never think about that. You know anything about that?
I have not heard over the years listening or watching or being involved. I have not heard pushback. It might have happened off my radar, but I've not heard pushback. I think this whole having the agri show around the well, first of all, I think May 1st is one of those days that is always celebrated as May 1st. You're familiar with that debate? No, you are familiar with the debate about when to celebrate or when to. You were up to your eyebrow with.
I don't remember Mose. I'll be 60 on May 7th. Tell me, I got foggy mind moment. So remind me.
Sister, you had a prolonged campaign insisting that August 1st be marked on August 1st.
Yes. Gotcha now.
Okay.
Yes, gotcha.
All right. Now that we are aligned, so make it forward. Yeah. So to my memory, and that May 1st is always May 1st. So it is not regular that you end up with a situation where May 1st is part of a 3-day weekend. So when it is, then you end up with the potential for a conflict of when they would choose the agri date. The agri date is never consistent. So it moves around. Generally, what you describe, somebody telling you is like sometimes it's in April, sometimes it's in May, but having it near to the May 1st holiday is a thing that doesn't happen annually, I'm saying. And so I can't recall a big pushback, but I think it would be, if it happens that May 1st is going to be on a Friday, in this instance it's on a Friday, I believe the agri show begins on Friday, but it's going to be on Saturday and Sunday, no?
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise than that, no, I don't recall any kind of big moment of brouhaha or contention or anything that around it. But it's possibly it happened. I just don't know.
Okay, I mean, just for reason that out. And truly, Mose, if you never said that just now, I honestly don't remember. As soon as I say the job, remember that it's important that we recognize the date of public and bank holiday for its sincere meaning historically. So yes. So even if so that's question. Thanks for but you say for true Mose, you say as your age, and you know how you age. So it used to be like I welcome aging because a lot of we used the knowledge for some of who we age. So I really thankful that at age and then a part of aging. Next topic. And I'm not for my best behavior when I go into the press conference. I'm angry. And sometimes I feel okay for being angry and not monitor my emotions because raising was raised as something to be angry about. And I'm not into people, the lip service and I was shocked because I don't usually go to press conference. So I don't used to start smoking Chester Williams because that's another reputation he had as the chief, as the commissioner of police. He had a McKnight. So I shocked when I get there and start smoking Chester Williams show. But respectful, controlling emotions. But I'm quite okay with my holleration. I'm my best behavior, but I'm making you good because I vex.
You gonna bad, sister?
I got like how we go on out the road. I don't business that before a press conference. Then they play we for fool at the press conference, and I met them no fool to talk, no fool not to listen. So I never happy anyway. But something slipped because I mean, when you're emotional, and I always pay attention to details. But I bring this up right now. Two things happened. They kindly explained that like one of the requests that BBA wanted was for an increase in rates in short stops. So what Chester Williams said, I stand to be corrected. And he said, but for example, when you cross what I call the Evo Bridge and other people call by the colonizer name, the Halover Bridge, when you cross the Evo Bridge to Ladeville, like that was straight run. So that like, like from Belize to today, I might have short stops, but after that, you don't have short stops. So the first question I asked them at the head table, well, introducing myself because I don't know who I know. But secondly, anyone want to ride the bus? And if you ride the bus, how often do you ride the bus? Do you think that was a relevant question, Mose? If the people want to make policies about bus transportation and bus fares, I thought it was a logical question to ask if you ride the bus, do you?
I mean, it's a natural question to find out the familiarity, and I do believe that there is a reality where people get disconnected. Like, I ride the bus frequently, but there was a time when that how I would have moved boat. Like if I going down south, or I have my bus riding credentials, and I have done that. I know I ride all the bus there coming up as a youth. That how you move boat, but that no means that I up to date on what the bus riding experience is right now. If you say jump on a bus and go to Guiga, or jump on a bus and say I go in Corozal, that's not something I do frequently anymore. But I have taken over the last years multiple runs coming out of Ladyville. I'm familiar with the Ladyville run and how that works. But I think it's important for people who are planning, designing, and implementing, for them to be very intimate. And you can have a very intimate understanding of what's going on the bus you don't have to ride the bus. You could be very intentional in gathering feedback, very intentional in go and examining the buses, go to the terminals. You could put in the groundwork. Even if you're a high, big time official, you could have one level of familiarity. So, but what you're saying is you want to ensure that people who are designing, people who are administrating, that they're not doing so off their own imagination and just to run like that, and they don't have familiarity, they don't have proximity, they don't have intimacy with this thing that they are designing. So, you know, the whole adage, who feels it knows it. And so that is exactly what you want to do. I don't feel like it should be phrased as a kind of gotcha question where if you ask me when last you've been on the bus and I say, okay, I've not been on a bus for 5 years, that somehow it means that I don't have a clue about what I'm doing. But what you're doing, what you're putting center, what you're putting up front is for that to be a huge prerequisite for you to be in planning. Familiarity, intimacy, and that is absolutely logical and proper. We want people who are making decisions based on being very familiar with what they are trying to improve.
Okay, and then Professor Williams said two things which indicate to me that how valid that question was. He said the run from Ladyville to Belize City, from Belize City to Ladyville or whatever, is $2.50. And he said that after the bus crossed over the Ibo-Akan-Halover Creek Bridge, that pretty much one straight run. So I tell him, what's that? I kept them bus regularly from 2017 because everybody know I host it to my sister. And it got from $2 to $2.25. I have never paid $2.50 with a Ladyville. So the fact that he gives that rate flag to me. And then secondly, I said, make I just tell your cars that since you're in a ride bus and I ride bus. Once the bus crossed over the Ibo-Akan Bridge, right at Halover Bridge, I say, people would have stopped at it, right at the roundabout. As they pass the roundabout, somebody would get off it. People would have stopped at a car place, or part they have the cargo for Goda Kikaka. People would have stopped there. People would have stopped with, I don't know how to call it, the court in the United States. People would have stopped there. People would have stopped, they have one host by Ramon, who was gardeners there. People would have stopped there.
They stopped at the shipyard. People stopped at the shipyard.
Yes.
Okay.
People would have stopped at the police checkpoint there.
People stopped at airport cut off.
What part?
People stopped at airport cut off.
Yes, but I'm going to lead up to airport cut off because he said that once the bus crossed the bridge, that pretty much state run. And I said to him, again, because of the ride bus, clearly, not only the ride bus regularly enough, on the data what they collect, not to reflect the truth. I want first to ride the bus. So I just said, I paid $2.25, I don't pay $2.50, I only said at $2.50. And I didn't name all the stops so I said people stop often, but only the center one straight run. So then it gets worse around. And this is the point where I missed, and that's why I had to bring it up now. Chester said, yeah, you're right. He said, Uno shouldn't even pay $2.25 because there was no SI, which is what is required for bus rates to change. When the bus rate down from $2 to $2.25, the cabinet may send out something, and cabinet now have the authority to raise bus rates. So only tell me to pay $2. And I think, all is well, I don't know who's going to pay $2. One of the regulators never enforced it, so all this while, thousands of Belizeans, they pay $2.25 on Ladyville, to Belize to Ladyville, and then I do nothing about that more. That's the way I sit down, fan. But that's why I did do a call and bring this conversation back to say, no, that's just one example.
No, I just kind of back up and leave it. So I never know that you and the CEO had on a collide on Saturday. So.
The CEO because the CEO and the minister, you know, who I could be here when I get in my team, right?
Yeah. So, but I just for the sake of back up and leave it, sister, I just say. I never know that on collide on Saturday.
minister to, just to put it on the record.
All right. So I reached out to the CEO on Sunday and asked him for come on the show. But he agreed to come on this morning. I'm assuming he's going to come. So I want to have to tell him if he come, well, respect, because after I done, maybe he feel like that I decide I want to jump in on top of the collision too, no? I never know about the collision. Never know that you done gang and punch up people already. So, you know.
I know you have me against this morning when I got here.
Huh?
I never know that he was getting against this morning either.
Yeah, so to ring up the man name, you know. But you know, he's a professional. He's a professional generally. You know, that not a person I have experience where you know, come across over the time that I've come across petty, because I've been critical multiple times of.
Not come across as petty. When he was commissioner of police, he not come across as petty.
Maybe petty. Okay.
I have a different perspective of it.
Okay, so when I think about, huh?
I think this. I know you usually go to press conference.
So no. Hold up. When I say petty, like one thing I always give Mr. Williams, the CEO, former commissioner, credit for, is that as a public official, he has maintained a consistent record of availability. Mm-hmm. And even after, he would have a major collision with a journalist and push back and disagreement or whatever, I've not experienced where he then treats that person, like a whole and grudge in a so discernible way. I have had moments when I completely disagree with something he has said, his performance, he's done, and when we would meet, it was never a spirit where I felt, maybe the man they talk about me in the head, and maybe he talk about me when he goes away. I just to say, because I have experienced so much versions of pettiness, and I would have said very personal, malicious pettiness, where people, no one use that line, but like grown people act childish in the face of holding them accountable, criticizing them, because some people can't handle it. So that version of no pettiness where they talk about, if I have not experienced that, and I've never, despite you just imagine that he know you are my sister and you punch him up Saturday, he's still okay if he come on the show, and never did respond immediately to my text and say he come. So I just feel like that I want gain respect from that standpoint. You understand?
Okay, so there are levels to pettiness, and we interpret pettiness differently. That's my example.
All right.
He consistently, when he was commissioner of police, and now that he's CEO, would throw jabs at Jules based on how Jules asked some questions. No, I don't find that professional. I find that petty. And again, there's a marked difference now in how he communicates versus when he was commissioner of police. And I also found it inappropriate when he was commissioner of police. And maybe that just somebody said Belizeans, when they cry, we laugh just because they don't know how to process the emotion when we feel at the time. I don't find that at the time when he was commissioner of police, he would grin at that moment when I'm like, what you talk about? No funny, there's nothing like that on a serious matter. Why you the grin? That's my reason, right? Like I said, I'm seeing that he's communicating different now, respect to him growing. But no, because, I position. My experience with that is no, because they're more in control of emotions. We have an issue with how I talk to him. And instead of how I talk to them as children. No, I feel that because I'm in the holla. So I'm a vex, and I know the monitor myself because I vex doesn't raise the fare, so I vex. And then it gets to the point where him then decides, I ain't no way, they kind of know how when they get that colonial paper, they think they're brighter than everybody else. You start to use like illegal language probably for pretty much saying, I behave ignorant, but he's going to disengage from this conversation because he's so educated, you see. And then he shut up. So then the minister take up now and for like try to smooth the thing out. And then I lash out on the minister too. So the minister said, well, shucks, I want to agree with Chester to say about you too. I couldn't give two rats whatever they had to say because I make them know. They only talk foolishness. Because the minister said, we're not arrogant people. I said, what? This administration is known to be arrogant for not have meaningful conversation with people and listen to the people. Now, all of a sudden, I could believe that only to listen to the BBA. I said, if only to say BBA was wrong with the 19 cents per mile quote, why whenever check BBA pan that we're going to have the conversation about the rate? On have that whole hour, no one will know, and only to say that BBA wrong. Why only never say that then? And then if only never want to raise the rate, and BBA never, why only raise the rate if only never want to raise the rate? Only they listen to BBA. Since when they start to listen to people? And then I tell them, first they said that he kept saying, the minister kept saying, we not a fight with BBA. I said, it no matter how staff gonna say or how often gonna say, we out the road don't want to fight with them because some people behave when they fight. So on consider till the blue in the face or the fight. Then it got further. Brother Chester consistently attacked Brother Philip's character. I said, the man lied. I said, the man going to tell the truth. And I'm like, that was a serious thing for 7-1 man. Because, but in the press release, they said that they never get consulted on about the bus fares before the list was released. Brother Chester said, he got recording. He got text. If it comes to that, he could release it to say that what the man said is not true. What is the talk and I listen, right? No, they said that because DBA now have nothing to do with the South runs, when the conversation about the South runs was had, they were not in that conversation. So I said, well, okay, now, when they talk about the two-side animal, I could say what Brother Philip said, if they don't matter there when they had the South, the rates about the South, the bus rates being increased for the South. That means he did not know about it before it was released, right, Mose?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the man said, I never approved it, then I like, no, they get tangled up now. So I'm trying to say, if we could be patient with one another, we could talk the thing through, and because another thing I tell you know why when they're this morning, because of people power. That people power got to the end. That's one of the things where I like that this is one example where we remember that people power got to the end. Because since we're going to hear government have big press conference from a Saturday, I mean, like, BBA set out one press release Saturday and the government responds on Saturday, bring out one minister. That's a people power.
Well, you know, again, this is not an administration that has a fondness for press conferences. This is about the third press conference I believe the present Minister of Transport has had since becoming the Minister of Transport. So he's kind of operating outside of this government's norm, having a press conference period. But yes, the situation here, and I don't want to preempt the conversation that I'm going to have if the CEO shows up. I believe he's going to show up. Unless something happens and he's not able to make it. Like I said, he has a record of consistency in when it comes to that. But the point has to be that their initial response to the BBA was dismissive and below what is required of what you would call the persons who are responsible for public transportation, period. Their response to BBA's initial reach out in the light of what has become this great economic pain caused by this global crisis that has fallen upon a tax structure that is not suitable. It is not. It is it is it's at its very base. It's skewed in a way that creates a jackpot for the government finances at the expense of incredible burden on the people, calamitous burden. So there's that going on, and BBA, they are feeling the pain of that. They reach out, and it is only after the BBA essentially said, well, we are going to shut down, that then they ended up having a situation where they were told, well, guess what, we're going to make a decision, we're going to discuss this at cabinet. So it required of the BBA the decision to say, listen, we are going to throw down the gauntlet, and obviously they knew that they were serious. And so that is really what I consider to be the beginning of the, well, not the beginning, but what I said, the failure. It's an absolute failure to engage in a way that demonstrated seriousness and was not personal or opportunistic. And I think that's where we have to engage right now. Because even though the roads are not blocked today, and even though the BBA has been able to get some kind of structural relief in the form of a subsidy and in the form of an adjustment, which then falls on the commuters, we still have been left with a situation where there are far more questions than answers, understanding exactly how you're going to essentially manage a public transportation system where one set of buses are operating under the blessings and cooperation of the government, and then another set, a seriously invested set of the component of public transportation represents an association of independent bus owners who now are viewed as, your opponent, your competitor, your adversary. And how do you create a balanced playing field dealing with that? And how do you restrain yourself from utilizing the power that comes with being the government, from making life very difficult for people who have not chosen to be a part of that company? And how do we ensure that company is one, since how do we know what the costs and what the financial exposure is to the people of Belize, and how do we get the kind of transparency that we are supposed to get out of a publicly controlled entity? Like, these are things which have now been ripped wide open, and you cannot just completely ignore and just make we move on because the roads are no longer blocked. This is now the people's business to maintain that focus to say, hey, where they go on here? Like, we need to make this get unpacked clearly, and because we are still very exposed. We are very exposed to greater pain, and nobody in the country and nobody in the world can tell us that this is as bad as it's going to get. So there is great potential for it to get much worse, and I don't know that we have created a formula, any at all, as to how we ensure that the old formula, which is make pain run downhill. Like, that's the old formula with everything. The everyday people don't feel the worst side, because that's how it rolls. The pain comes downhill. People want to make decisions, pricing going up. People want to fire people. Like, all of this is going to flow down. And how what will be the what is the formula to ensure that we don't just look at this as kind of, well, the same old convenient scapegoat for pain. We cannot tolerate that. So that's the conversation and that we have to focus on right now. No, I took longer than I wanted to, sister, but I just, felt it. You kind of pushed the conversation to the point we probably really need forget, because while I appreciate you kind of doing the play-by-play of what happened Saturday, just so that there is context here. There is a bigger matter going on right now. It's like we kind of zoomed in a little here, but we really need to have what they call the airplane view of what we are in and what we face as a nation. And I am very troubled by just how difficult just this one issue has become. And this is a single issue. David called in yesterday and he was right. He was saying, well, you guys, we have different class of people. Like, they're the only one set of people to face this reality. Like, where is the comprehensive conversation? And that is not being had. We've kind of worked through. It became a very explosive situation. Whenever a group of people feel like the only resort they have is to just put themselves physically on the line. Let me tell you something. When somebody decides that they're going to take a bus and block the highway, that decision is not a light one. When somebody reaches that point, it means that he or she has prepared themselves to be imprisoned, to be injured, and you cannot deny that there's always the potential for it to be even more deadly than that, because you are essentially confronting the state and prepared to confront everything the state has, including its enforcement arm. And we have the history to show that moments like that have become extremely violent. Life has been taken at Tower Hill. You see, that's on the record. So when somebody decides that I have no other option, I have to now put my boss and my own physical well-being, even freedom, on the line here because I don't have any other choice. You have overboiled this situation. You did not handle the situation well at all. And so we have many other entities in the country where the temperature the boil in a Fidel area, and it doesn't go well, it doesn't look good as to how our leaders are going to adjust and treat the situation. Like, it's okay, we've been calling for it for a while. We finally get some kind of serious message from the Prime Minister of the country. In my view, that should have happened a couple weeks ago. But out of all of this, we finally get a message. It took all of this to get a message. It took all of this for there to be some kind of engagement with the public to say we are in a very, very serious situation here. Like, again, we really have to be concerned about how we are dealing with this situation. And like I said, I think it's very likely to get worse. There are versions of this that have not reached our shores as yet. Other countries are dealing with it, and besides the high price of fuel, there's something else coming: shortages on its way. It has hit Asian countries, and it's going to tsunami to the rest of the world. we need to be operating with that level of focus as to what's coming, and then to figure out how we protect, as same as how we were always concerned about protecting the vulnerable when the pandemic struck. We were concerned about those who are more vulnerable, whether they are because of being immune, some pre-medical condition that compromised their immunity, or whether they were the elderly, or whether they were little kids. We had that as a priority. Well, this is not a physical infection, this is an economic infection. And the people who are most vulnerable are people who are going to be they're going to be laid off. You won't have a tally telling you that every day people are laid off as a result of what's going on with the energy costs. People are going to be faced with serious increase in prices across the board, whether the fresh veg, or whether the things in at the grocery store, or basic essential stuff that you require. That's what we're in. We're at a boiling point on the planet, and we are not going to escape it. And so, this is just the first taste of it. This is just the first flare up, but there are going to be other flare up. There is going to be multiple flare ups that's going to happen. And
it's quickly more, because I know the past break time.
Yeah.
I have to organize people and save the people, and I really want to recognize Belize Bus Association as a living example, and make Belizean people remember this. When everyday people organize in their interest, I will give them that power up, because initially the transportation system was owned by the people, not by the state. And because it was owned by the people, and a group of them people choose to stay independent, the government used to say one group of people will have leverage and power what could stand up against them. So because them bus owners got 80% of the northern one, they had to humble. Now, if it's felt, and I hear it out the road, that they raise the fees, hoping that, because they really want crumble BBA. Because they want to punish them. It's a whole some people read out the road. They want to punish them, even though they say otherwise. They want to punish them for there to remain independent and think for themselves and say, we want to stand up together, but away from our own. And that's why you're sitting in balance between, like what you said, the conflict. No, I never get that this is one PPP again, Mose, that this is one public-private partnership, that the press conference, I didn't hear more detail about the National Bus Company and the public-private partnership. We need to unpack that some more, that it's a public-private partnership. If we keep hearing 3Ps, and we not get the full sense of what 3Ps mean, and that's important. Last but not least, again to show how tight BBA organized, that when Brother Philip, who's the president, wasn't available, Brother Fraser stepped right up as the vice president and just flowed with the conversation, was able to negotiate with the Prime Minister, and they had a grassroots people, there are people know colonial paper called degrees. They had a grassroots leadership. So I really want Belizean people to remember this moment, live the experience of only organized people who want to save the people of the Belize Bus Association organizing, and a black man make my heart just full with joy in at this moment, and that's why we need to continue to learn, continue to study, and continue to organize in a for the best interest. Only organize what?
Give thanks. We go to 2 Cents Calm, we take a first break of the morning, and then we'll be right back. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes.
This is XTV. Big respect to our sponsors, 4 Point Security. Alright, so on I don't know, the bus operators, trust me, they couldn't take it no more. They ain't gonna all out. But who best to tell we how they feel about it more than the people in the street? Let's go find out the people in 2 Cents. Where the bus driver then take this morning?
Well, I guess that those in authority for the bus companies, they have to really think deep before they make decisions, because it does not just affect them, it affects the consumers, you understand, the commuters rather, and then especially parents that left home from morning, you know, and then afterwards the kids going to get tied up, or they too get tied up to reach to work. So I don't think that's fair.
Now you're 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents.
All right. So say question there, how feel about the bus man then make their move this morning?
I tell you when you're back against the wall, you have to do.
Now you're 2 cents.
Yeah. I want.
Like how the bus man they can't stand this morning.
I don't really know what to say, to be honest, son.
Now you're 2 cents.
I can't for the paper. Because the price will go up. And again, people pay to go up neither.
Now you're 2 cents.
My 2 cents. God bless.
Then this man will make that step.
Well, can't complain. No. Everybody got their own fear, everybody to go through their own thing, right? But well, we have to more better make the PUP then come and make we come together as one and make we start this economy. The poor people to take a lick right now.
Now you're 2 cents.
That's my 2 cents.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet with the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Bye, bro. Take a quick pic of you right here, bro.
Alright, wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, I want to use that thing again, bro.
But to be serious and I'll be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than that agree. They got phone, deals, plans, they have everything that agree right now.
No, man.
But yes, it happened right now. Plus, they even have raffle and raffle money, then they raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the agri right now.
Well, I agree. Let's go right now.
Visit the Smart Booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
This is a learning experience, and this event is all about you guys. Give it a chance. Maybe a competition you partake in sparks a passion in you never knew you had. I had no idea how much I love coding until I actually explored it. We need more girls in IT.
In Belize, analysis supported by UNICEF highlights that girls between 15 and 24 use computers less frequently than boys. Regardless of whether they live in urban or rural areas, regardless of their family situation, their economic situation, or even their level of education. This gap matters because digital access today determines opportunities for tomorrow.
Be Like a Girl was never just about technology. It was about creating a space where girls can see themselves differently, where they can realize they don't have to shrink to fit into spaces. They can grow and transform them, where they understand that they are not just users of technology, but creators, innovators, and leaders.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
When the job calls, you need a truck that works as hard as you do. Strong, reliable, and built for the load. The Jack Freight Truck gets the job done. From the lumberyard to the work site, power your business with confidence. I can count on Jack to get the job done right.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Mose Hyde here in the house with you on this Tuesday morning, the 28th of April 2026. Our telephone number is 280-5848. In the first segment, when I was talking with Sister Yaya, who called in, I had mentioned that we expect to be joined by the CEO in the Ministry of Transport, CEO Chester Williams, but he's not coming this morning. His explanation is that they are still finalizing the agreement and that it will be a bit premature. Potentially he will try to see if he can make it tomorrow with his with the okay from his minister. So good morning, WUB. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Mose.
Good morning.
My problem this morning that with Antelope Street. You know, remember Lady Fix Antelope Street for January, and quarter the street me left, and it's still not finished yet. I don't know where them ballet do. They got 5 people who work on the street, right? Like them ballet no care about them people. Then less people are back here. Punish, you can't drive through the street to come out to the road. What I want to know who the inspector, where the government has, where they inspect them balea, where they get their contract, my brother, because so on the street, they charting out.
Is it a cement street, brother, or what kind of street?
Cement street.
Okay.
We up that there now, Antelope. Now the one who run straight back at Burn Ground. We have to come out to the road by the BDF camp.
All right. Well, so the entire length, right, from the BDF camp all the way.
Yeah, but 3/4 is me finished. The only quarter me left.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with the first contractor there, but then I the one where me move fast. But then one they got 5 people, brother, and I don't know from January. Then they do quarter of the street where me left, and they not finished yet. So I want to know if that they've been moved that they. Manuel inspect the street guys.
I would think that is a Belize City Council operation. I don't know if that is the ministry.
Well, the Belize City, because of free money, anywhere to do it.
Yeah.
So they need to get people to inspect their street while them ballet do their street. You know, them ballet run the street and you know you got side street they come up on it. You know that them ballet don't put nothing to come up there so. When I turn down off of their street, to drop off of their street. What kind of inspection then do I want to know who that the supervisor that the council to inspect them is? Because all of the street, they come right along the way. You know you're put on these cement piece to run down. None of them have them, but they just cast and go along.
Yeah.
And we don't know how much they pay for it, but we want to get it done good. They get a contractor to do it good. But obviously they know to do it good, and the land minister with them ballet the text to do that shit. I know ballet that the year representative, I have to check for anything because now them ballet can't give away anything in the back here. They don't know along that street they go along and they the way I see they don't care. I guess maybe that the contractor will have it. Because only 5 man needs to they work on a street them every hour. And only quarter at me left because they done the 3/4. Because the first set coming from Bolivar, they may do it with their young wife around the area. But this last 3/4 we left, so Spanish guy to do it right. But only about 5 workers they got. That's why the thing takes so long. Like the contractor want to make all of the money as far as I see. Because of 5 man to work for a street like that, and he tell me from January the quarter that it can't finish yet. No man, whosoever is supervisor for the council who in charge and then contract they have to check for them, and so when they do, and just like I said, the street there, where committed class way, none of them make only cement piece, they'll climb up and go and come up with the vehicle. You have to mount that, unless some people, where live side where they have vehicles, they dig up the street when a car and throw it on the edge to make it come up there. Otherwise, you have to mount up this up and then by then clear they continue to do it right through a kind of contractor. Come on, so the council give out a contract, you've got people in inspect and see where them ballet do man. I just give them for we money just say that. They can't have no money either.
Got you, brother.
Alright.
Respect. All right, so 9 minutes away from 8 o'clock. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on this Tuesday morning, the 20th of April. And just like that, you could call in, and I know sometimes you call in, somebody's already on. You don't get frustrated by that. You just got to call back because the phone will ring even if somebody is on. All right? Quem, good morning, WB.
Hello, morning.
Yes, man.
Yeah, man. To the caller family, Mose, top of the morning, man.
Yeah, man, respect.
Yeah, watch out. I really appreciate when I fix up the street, brother. All the years, that's no fix, brother. So, daily come in and so they kind of wait, but we really appreciate it. Just want to leave it left, you know. So I don't say no need to complain, just want to leave it left, brother. You understand me? Just want to leave it left, brother. You understand me? All the years, the street never get paid, brother. You know what I mean? So, we almost finished, family.
Yeah, I think the man concern is, I think the man concerned about the, I guess where they said that the last quarter and the last bit of the street seemed to take longer than the works were gone on already. So
yes, some flighters, Mose. If you go back there, go check it out. That's one flighters. That's one leave it left.
All right.
You understand? Respect.
All right, brother. All right. It's at the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Call in. The number is 280-5848. That's the live line for you being a part of the conversation. And we know why you think that, well, you would have like the backup plan. No, you would have plan A, right? We'd have the plan B. Like if you know the hand, then we have to talk. But really, call it the plan A, where we deal with. Right, yeah. Weekday mornings, you dig? Good. The bus situation, we've spoken about it, dealt with it. I think I left off talking about that until we get the CEO here to really put forward some of the concerns. But we're going to call Quem. Good morning, WB. Talk to me through the phone. Lower your radio, whatever you listen to the show upon and listen to.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
They got on.
Yeah, man.
Why all the man that said that, boom, the street all right and thing, but the man there took I drive back there, the thing just go on a lumber part, you need to put something with the vehicle come down, because on the vehicle run, slam the bottom. Check? You have a different kind of different lane. You get where I come from, family?
Yes, sir, I hear you, man.
Alright, so why will after the standards are come, guys, you know,
yeah, well,
once upon a weekend say they were relaxing and you want to show this and work out and play out. You understand? Mix you up with all that job, but yeah, it's a shifting in today. That's what I think they go. I don't expect the man to go anyway.
What?
Check.
What happened?
I don't tell you how I feel with that.
Oh, you think the man don't want to come?
I don't expect the man to go. Anyway, after when you have a car to the man. Because man, you don't come and go. But the back of the man, I tell you, you know, feelings or what? Huh? The human being or no?
Why?
When you say man, I pass through, I don't say, boom.
Listen to me. Calm down. So I know the volunteer for get anybody the back up part of me, but that comes with the territory, right? And so you have to, when you're going to press conference, you have to be prepared to feel everybody's energy.
Real.
But the reality is that I have to be honest. I've never gotten that kind of energy from the CEO or when he was the commissioner. And I know I really say, oh, the man they avoid me this morning. I think if the man hadn't changed his schedule, then if you tell me, but I understand he under pressure, so that not up in mind. So I want to give the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully we get on a morning, because whether or not, to me, an agreement to get the money off the blocking of the road, that one thing. But I don't feel like that it end up problems, because this thing, what I say, wired into this formula what we got right here. It's like a recipe for continuous bucking. And we want to know how they want to structure it for avoid that. And we just look for public transportation. Because how I see.
Now, how you listen to me, Mose? No disrespect. Respect, listen to me. And I want to go through that thing. See how this. And I'm really respect to the Botswana Zento. Right? I understand what the government they try to implement new bus and fancy bus and night bus. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. They feel they were high stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But then these bus owners have to know too. They start to be also on decent bus too because, well, listen to me. Now, after supplements they do in the past which lead to the store. Then they race on the road. Then they park bus. Then they try bus jump. It did it. It got hit down. It did it. You know what I'm saying? So, my thing is this. You know, they go on. They sit down at the table, they work it out, and the customers say, well, they do it every day. We chop it on their bus. Make the people right now comfort me. You know what I'm saying? Because the people are going to work, the families are going down. All the people listen to me. Now, the people in the middle, they take the risk. The two people can't come to an agreement. You know what I'm saying? She can't leave with the money. Well, that's how it's done. You know what I'm saying? But that is also reality to men. Check. Now, we just on the car out there. Like what you trying to go out there, we doing never do not for our reasoning people. You both have this car and things stand down. But like what you say, they just stand on what's done. That don't mean the problem is solved.
Oh, the problem can't solve. The problem can't solve because for make NBC work, the National Bus Company, for make it work, they need to get rid of competition. That you can't say that that's not objective. Your objective have to be that you need for clear the road of your competitor. Especially since you gonna offer them your nice thing where you consider to be a nice thing and a man say thanks but no thanks. So now you don't got your feelings that anybody they tell you they don't want there with you. So the independent bus owners have chosen no, we like how we do for we thing and yeah, we don't need fancy company and everything. We know the giant. Some of their own colleagues and people that are part of the association say, yeah, but you know what, government the sweet in the spot, I going over there. No, when you get me over, you know, you either part or you know, my dividends and my money will be based on, you know, you first of all make we deal with the economic side of the situation. Like when the man they said, and then tell you, I own my bus, I don't have to pay no manager, I don't have to pay no public relation, nobody, I don't have to pay no bunch of mechanic, I do my own mechanic, me and my family, this is where we know, so we get on our own bus, we do. So then they're not overhead, control my overhead. So now you got this company where have to put in, we have their overhead expenses, and meanwhile they have to try keep for their costs down to be competitive, and they have to find the money for how they want to purchase a new bus. I guess that the government want to spend the money initial. I don't know how they do it. Then are the questions where we need to put how much of we money they at stake, how much of we money they got exposure in all of this. We know if this company not make it, that we money going down. But then at the same time now, we can't say, oh, well, why we have to eliminate the independent bus owners because they're not entrepreneurs, they're investors, and then a part of providing this product. And yes, you could take and say, boy, but then got some old bus, no matter where you are, the bus, no matter how much seat or how soft or how hard the bus seat, no matter. At the end of the day, if you make workers move every single day, then a part of the formula right now. And they have proven that they got...
Yeah, but you get me wrong now too. You get me wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
Because here what you get me wrong too.
I
don't say that listen to me, Mose. Now one cake, give everybody their fairly slice because at the end of the day, right, the bus operators that ain't got the ingredients. That they struggle with the ingredients to make the cake make.
Better.
You know what I'm saying?
Better.
They struggle with the now, work it over upon their money, go get a fair share.
Public-private formulas involve one exposure to the public money. It provides one level of protection and backative to private. Brother, My problem with that is that all sound fancy and everything. Cause now we live in an age where everybody want to tell about public and private. Cause that's a new thing now. That like 25 years ago, everybody they preached to you about privatization, turn public into private. So now you know what? 25 years later, after we take all kind of punching our head side, gone down that road, they say no, we remix it. We're going to bring it back now. We bring back public and private. Okay, we bring back public and private. No, I am aware, and I've said this before. The original effort of the bus owners when challenged to upgrade their fleet was to say we need certain assurances and legislative changes to make it easier for we get financing because the banks never want to lend any money. Why the banks never want to lend any money? The banks never want to lend any money. The banks look at everything and say we want to lend any money because we know that this public transportation system annually they gross a lot of money, millions, because that's how it's set up. So any bank look upon that and say, okay, we know that certain revenue today, we could talk about how we are upgrading the fleet. But here what what the problem was, as told to me by the bank, somebody representing the bank. We need to get protection because if we are put out with money, we need to make sure that the transport board we got all the power, that we have representation on the board, because the way things run at Belize, these regulatory agents are completely political.
Yeah.
And that's a recipe for madness when you talk about millions of dollars. That is the reason why you have 1,000 and you have 2,000 bus owners. The reason why you got 2,000 bus owners is because every party getting a power have to give out for their share of bus owner permits. Because everything dictated by politics of the country. So now you create one situation where part you never give out permits based on incentive of people who want history in this business. So you do it because you try help your political linky. Okay, cool. But now you look on it, you look on the situation and you see the mess you created. The political directorate created the mess. Everything where people get up and complain about and say, man, look how we kind of low down public transport system. We got the bus then this then dilapidated and whatever you criticize about the state of public transport in the country, you know, you go right to the cause of it. The cause of it is that decisions were being made because of political expediency rather than focus on merit-based development, where part you ensure quality, and whether that want somebody where you know or you don't know, somebody will like you or not like you, if that person know a boss and that person there want to be serious about it and focus about it, then make the thing work. It was never. So when we think about 40 years ago, the bus service was more stable, more focused. You had ticketing, you had multiple terminals, and you had legitimate powerhouses when they run public transportation. The bus don't never the most fancy thing, but they a stable environment. What it has become, it is the product of political calculations. So anybody will jump up today and want to make the argument be about man, watch everybody, they make a lot of noise and all kind of buck up bus and buck up that and all of that. Let us remind ourselves that every single body where they run bus right now had to be authorized to do so by the political directorate. So now the political directorate get up one morning and say, man, this need for fixes. They had the same dream 25 years ago, same dream. They had a dream then. You know what? Make we bring this thing together. We money could make here, and we need to clean it up. We take one monk of public resources, put it expose it, to try buy out all the different bus owners so that we could concentrate it in the hands of a few. We had that dream there 25 years ago. Fast forward now, we got the same dream, but we say we're going to remix it. Because we're going now, we're going to do private public. I just said to you, these things are not clear, these things are problematic, because what you have created is a giant road war. And the government has skin in the game. It needs to make NBC run the highways. It got shares in the game, but it's also the referee. So if you don't want independent bus owners, the analogy of this is, you're going on the football field, but the team where you play, the linesman and the referee, they in that team jersey. You understand? The linesman and the referee, then they're in the next team jersey, but that are the two teams and they play for the same trophy. That's a baked-in problem. Baked in. So now, how do you separate the officiating? If you say, man, that business, I want to provide the best service, I want to try to make sure my bus get nice and try to make sure. The problem is that it is a rigged system that is designed for major confrontation to go on the highway. And so when you have one crisis take place, we know that's nearly $16 a gallon for diesel, and you got boiling pint they happen now for economic survival, you make them two things come together. You have to make decisions where in the interest of commuters, but you also have the motive of trying to do away with them, because your ultimate business plan is going to depend on that. You have to win the game. So the potential for this conflict to repeat itself, and again, at the end, at the bottom line is that the commuters will feel as a result of this collision. So we need to get to one clear understanding, because I absolutely agree with what President of the PSU said here last week, Brother Dean. There has to be a firewall between the Ministry of Transport and the NBC, and that is easier said than done, because you have gotten these other bus owners to join the NBC. And I don't say the black and white of it, but I can imagine, include something as come with we, and you will have the benefit and the protection of the political directorate, but you want to operate with you want to get a profit. And so now, join the team. You have to make the promise lucrative. Join the team, and one of the things where you have to say when you're there behind closed doors is that, boy, you see the one with the vagina, we are mash that down. You can't tell me that. Huh? That's how it work, brother.
That's how the thing work.
Yeah.
You not get double later. Listen to me, right?
So when you negotiate, when you are the bus owners, when you are the Independent Bus Owners Association, essentially what they are doing right now, they are negotiating with their opponents. This is not a negotiation with the referee, because the referee is already aligned completely to wear the opponent team jersey. So you must now go around a table and negotiate and resolve issues in our environment. We're extremely critical because it's a global crisis, and you have to find a solution. We're not based on any kind of, you have to find a solution where they're in the interest of the consumers, and the first solution we get put forward was going to be completely on the backs of the commuters. And the commuters smell it and say, they can't give me that.
Listen to me, Mose. Why they think about lock off the road and run the road? The bus station, I could recall go to CEO. I could recall go to CEO saying don't give money to fix the bus station, and I tell you all the bus station and I tell them tell up. I tell you I go to anything there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People show you anything there, the condition of the state or anything there, you know. So it's much more to think about. By just trying to lock up, they want to lock up road, you know. They want to run the road, you know. You get what I'm saying? All I say by the end of the day, when the case cut, make everybody get their fairly slice. Who greedy up there, please? Dog eat their supper. Later.
$15.90 for diesel is above the critical, it over the critical temperature, and the kind of interventions are required. I know you're there yet. But the implications of diesel being at $15.90, all manners of awful things come out of that. All manners of awful things. And so if they say to us that really the price should be, I don't know, $18, $19. So what happens if the big people are where they itching for one bomb one another? What happens when that price they go higher? No? Yeah, well, I got to go to break, caller. Link me back after the break. Link me back after the break, caller, please. We take a break. We'll be right back.
This is a learning experience, and this event is all about you guys. Give it a chance. Maybe a competition you partake in sparks a passion in you you never knew you had. I had no idea how much I love coding until I actually explored it. We need more girls in IT.
In Belize, analysis supported by UNICEF highlights that girls between 15 and 24 use computers less frequently than boys. Regardless of whether they live in urban or rural areas, regardless of their family situation, the economic situation, or even their level of education. This gap matters because digital access today determines opportunities for tomorrow.
Be Like a Girl was never just about technology. It was about creating a space where girls can see themselves differently, where they can realize they don't have to shrink to fit into spaces. They can grow and transform them, where they understand that they are not just users of technology, but creators, innovators, and leaders.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Welcome to Design Depot, where you'll find premium quality products from trusted brands, all in one place. us today. For quality products, expert service, and the brands you trust. Design Depot, all in one place.
Maria's was planned to open in 2020, and that's when COVID came. I thought the dream was dead. People would come to my house, they would purchase the coffees from there. That gave me the little confidence, like, okay, I could do this. Atlantic Bank, of course, helped me take the next step. Once I had their support, it was smooth sailing from there. This business is my life. It's literally what provides my family with food and employment. I employ 3 family members, so it's really everything for us.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
My bro, take a quick pic of you right here, bro.
Alright, wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, I want to use that thing again, bro.
If I be serious and I be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than Agric. They got phone, deals, plans, they have everything that Agric right now.
No, man.
But yes, it happen right now. Plus, they even have raffle and they raffle money, then they raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the Agric right now.
I agree, let's go right now.
Visit the Smart Booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. The telephone number is 280-5848. That's the live line for you to participate in the conversation. We don't want you to feel like you're the backup plan, you're the first plan, make you get on. If you're not there, then we have to talk, but once you're there on, you run things, the reason we talk, we engage. That's what our weekday mornings work out right here on Creme Radio and XTV. That's how it works out. And so we are off what can be described as one of the first flashpoints of this crisis that we're in, the oil price crisis. Oil price triggered crisis, economic struggling, and it's very likely we're going to have other flashpoints. Right now, it seems that there is some movement that is comfortable for the sides, and I imagine that they are going to finalize what we've been told, that those will be finalized today. And we are told via a message from the Prime Minister that they have reduced the excise tax on fuel, and that is the way that the government has, you would say, removed its, has foregone taxes. No, essentially, it's like I don't understand. I don't understand how they decided to say they will attack the excise tax, which is a flat rate on the gallon. But what that essentially does is that it has a reducing effect on the total cost on which the GST is then going to be charged. But that still does not mean that this is a loss to the government. And I think that is one of the reasons that they have chosen to do the adjustment on the excise tax. Because the excise tax is a flat rate, you are able to demonstrate that you were guaranteed, no matter what the price of the acquisition is, because the excise tax is flat per gallon. Ultimately, you can then say, well, we were guaranteed this, but we are not getting that, so this is how much we have lost. So that is, any ease is appreciated, but I will be very, specific and very difficult on the matter of how this is being presented, because at the end of the day, the acquisition cost has gone up, and so the other taxation on the gallon will go up. So even when you reduce the excise, the total has gone up. The GST remains at 12.5%, and so the net gain is baked into that. Even when you reduce the flat tax component of the cost, the total is going up, and on that total is what the GST is being charged. And so any way you slice it, the price of oil going up on the international market and the acquisition costs going up, it's still a windfall for the government. By reducing the excise tax, what you're doing is just kind of tapering off that windfall. You're reducing the windfall, which again is merciful to some extent, but fundamentally it does not translate into revenues lost from what you would have gotten. Yes, the excise taxes is flat, it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, and you're adjusting that. But the net take home, because of this very significant increase in oil, is positive. It's a positive thing that happens for government finances. And absolutely, government cutting back on services and saying it has to tighten its budget and all of that. Again, you would have to do a complete breakdown and get into the finer details to know the extent to which the present situation with fuel is essentially reducing what would have been the normal intake for the government. Krem, good morning, WB.
Yeah, greetings, Brother Mose.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's sad. We're part of this country, the head, because in all of this country now got no backup. If their ship stop calling at the port of Belize and bring them goods to Belize. Belize no make nothing. Belize no send out nothing to that extent where, you know, we could bring back in foreign exchange. We bring in everything that we need in this country. And the powers that be, they know where the people at bottom don't know. They know that America, the change from being the world superpower, the politicians here, they know behind the scenes, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Prime Minister, and all these people, they know behind the scenes where they come. But at the end of the day, they still have to bring digital ID, central bank digital currency, and all these things to the Belizean people. All of this they have to bring to the Belizean people in the future. This must thing that us, to me, was distraction from the bigger truth where we need to face that Johnny Briceño need to resign from last week. Johnny Briceño need to resign for the last 8 months, maybe last 3 years. But nobody, in all this distraction, they say, this man needs to be removed. If they remove this man tomorrow, this country change. Because one next man, one dead at the helm. If they remove this man tomorrow, Michael Ashcroft will have to dig up. We have to get all the dirt from all these politicians tomorrow. And I know the sad part about this country. We granny, we grandpa, all of them fight. And we ancestors fight against the British to get independence. But that who the slave we to them. The same countryman, they hijack the system. They hijack the court. They hijack the police. They hijack the BDF. They hijack the unions. And now we are slaves to our own countryman. We don't have the queen to blame no more. She done dead. The people who they disrespect we separate themselves and call themselves the government of Belize now. The government of Belize and the people of Belize used to be one entity back in the days. Now that two separate entities. The government of Belize could go up on the TV and disrespect the people of Belize on national TV, and the people of Belize in our trance, our kind of mind control, where they know they understand that we are the boss. Johnny Briceño, no different than one man who worked at city council where the mayor could fire. Johnny Briceño, no different than one radical worker. Johnny Briceño no different than one of your workers at Creme. When he mess up, he gets fired and they move on. This man needs to get fired. This country, the next 3-4 years, major things want to shift around the world. And if we could align with the digital currency, the central bank digital currency with Johnny, then they sign behind the scenes right now. We could be a free nation. But we must be free from the two things we destroy we over the 44 years and that red and blue coat we have imposed themselves over us. The same people, the Johnny Briceños, the Dean Barrows, the Ashcroft, the union leaders from past. We may remember when Dean Barrow and the whole crew made a mess up. We had Elena Smith, we had all these revolutionary looking people around us will help put the UDP there and the PUP there, and the PUP said there may be a revolutionary party in 2026. We not say no revolutionary sign out of these men. And it's sad because at the end of the day, this will be the downfall of this country. If the wheat stop coming today, no more flour in this country. If the shit then stop come, this country gone. We not self-sustainable. And that the part where will make a lot of people suffer. You see all the fakeness where they happening in this country. That like Jamaica when the hurricane hit them. They understand that everything was just a fake and a facade. The beauty, the TV where you got in your house, that's what you sit on and you just consume, but you know what's where the government they do. And even if you're there, the court, the UDP court, not think that you want to get left on digital ID and digital currency because the PUP politicians and their family members and the UDP politicians and their family members will have to get on a digital blockchain where they could cut off anyone and their account in the future. This is what they call this bus thing is just a distraction. And the Belizean people need to wake up. Who have ears? I know to talk to the people who not care because they have thousands of us who not care and they have 200,000 illegal immigrants who come in this country where really not care because what happened to this country because they have vote the politicians to get their citizenship. This country, well, they're on the way of destruction. But the Belizean people and the union leaders at the top to elevate. You have to get rid of UDP from behind her, do the right thing. All these people from General Workers Union and the CWU. Once we keep the UDP behind me, this country never going where it's going. This country lack a national youth movement where we raise up the kids in the way how they can raise. This country lack for a nice amusement park where kids go every week and have something to do. This country lack for a nice water park. When the heat comes down, we could get thousands of people from a land with big amusement park. We could have build 10,000 homes if we have the leaders. We could tell the IMF this year you're not to spend 800 million for a road, Mr. IMF. We want to take that 800 million and we want to put it in a house so people can get some real 2-3 bedroom cement house where a single mother where got 5 picnic can't go live in and then leave dogs sit down where the government, the rural government of Belize, they give the people of Belize, whether the owner of this country, the owner of the central bank, the owner of the city council, we are the owners. We have lost our way and we have looked to people who we call educated men. But behind the education, that are rogue, evil men who take it from the queen and take it to themselves and take over this country and put me the bottom of the barrel. And that's what pissed me off. And I always tell Johnny Briceño that day when me, Giovanni, Moses, so, and all of we made the fight, I am from the revolution. I don't care what people say. But Belize don't have no revolution. We have made great strides. I have demanded that Johnny Vicente take back the port of Belize. I have demanded that he took back Bolido. I demanded that he started intervention thing. And you see where the murder rate gone on to 8 yards. Karim Musa, you disappoint me when you allow Johnny Vicente, who has no heart, to remove you from police and put Oscar Mirale and the compound. These are two men who are of Spanish descent, and these people will never feel the pain where we feel at bottom in this community when these youths die, because they are not from our tribe. It was nice when you and Testament did there, but the PM know where they do. So he move on to, because he know that Rivers want to a national youth movement, we want to cost 50 million and they don't want to invest it. This country is behind time. We have leaders here, we have 31 men and women who are Ibrahim Traore reminded. Whatever I tell you today, I could tell you tomorrow, I could tell you 40 years down the road. Believe that time.
All right, my
to
buddy.
fix this country. Respect.
Yeah, man. We go to break, we'll be back.
When the job demands more, Milwaukee Power Tools are designed to handle the toughest jobs on the construction site. If it's speed, durability, and performance you need, Milwaukee is the perfect choice. For unstoppable power at an unbeatable price, make it Milwaukee. Nothing but heavy duty. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
This is a learning experience, and this event is all about you guys. Give it a chance. Maybe a competition you partake in sparks a passion in you you never knew you had. I had no idea how much I love coding until I actually explored it. We need more girls in IT.
In Belize, analysis supported by UNICEF highlights that girls between 15 and 24 use computers less frequently than boys. Regardless of whether they live in urban or rural areas, regardless of their family situation, their economic situation, or even their level of education. This gap matters because digital access today determines opportunities for tomorrow.
Be Like a Girl was never just about technology. It was about creating a space where girls can see themselves differently, where they can realize they don't have to shrink to fit into spaces. They can grow and transform them, where they understand that they are not just users of technology, but creators, innovators, and leaders.
Altona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale. always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
This time, what can I do for you today?
I'm so stressed out.
Okay, I'm going to help you right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay?
Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
Welcome back to the WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, Creme Radio XTV on this Tuesday morning. Creme, good morning, WB.
Hi, good morning, Brother Mose. How are you today?
I am okay, Sister Ella Waite, President of the Trade Union Congress of Belize. How are you doing?
I'm good and excited because we are looking forward to our Labor Day, Martin Rally, on Friday, this Friday, right in your neighborhood, Brother Mose, right in Belize today.
Okay, and so it's on Friday. We had Sister Ella called in to was questioning about how okay you're with the Agri Show starting on Friday as well. Is there any concern about that infringing on the day and its meaning in your thoughts?
Yes, well, Brother Mose, as you know, on 1st of May, it is a public and bank holiday, so there's always some kind of concern we would have about persons attending our activities because it's a holiday and people tend to want to go on their own way, go to a river, go to the country, and we've always been trying to push for workers especially to celebrate Labor Day the way it was intended for it to be celebrated, put together with workers, right? So the Agrit is no different for us. The Agrit will be in Belmopan, will be in Belize today. For the past 2 years, we've had our Labor Day activities in Belmopan, and we decided this year, let's take it to Belize City because we've heard the concerns of workers saying we have to travel all the way to Belmopan. Why not change the venue this year? So it's in Belize City, and we're happy that we're getting support from the union so far. We're getting good support. But we want to get the support from general workers of this country, people who toil every day, who feel that, you know what, I have some concerns about the way the work I do and the benefits I get. Come out, there's a lot of national issues as well happening in this country. Come out and let's put our minds together. Let us celebrate ourselves as workers and let the concerned that we have the voice, and that's the greatest opportunity. There's no excuse you have to go to work, right? So come out. We're asking our workers to come out, the general public to come out and support the march and rally. The walk won't be too long, but Mose, because it starts at the Constitution Park at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. We plan to walk from there with our flags and our flyers and our banners and our voices, and we make our way over to Brazil. We'll be having a rally. We should be at Brazil, I'd say maybe around 10 o'clock. We'll have a rally where all the presidents get up and give their speeches and their concerns that they have with their unions and, of course, on national issues. We'll be having music, we'll be having food, and we'll be having some games as well. So we're asking people to bring out their family. It's going to be a nice family day. Very safe. We have commitment from police already to be out there with the march and the rally. We should end up by 4 o'clock. Then after that, everybody's go on their own and then finish off their personal celebration. So we're asking persons to join us on Labor Day, join the NTUCB. We always hear people asking, what will NTUCB do about this national issue and that national issue? Well, let us see you support the NTUCB now, because I think people have to understand that NTUCB must be strong for us to stand up to any force that is out there that are doing things that may negatively affect us as Belizeans. And for us to be strong, we have to have people behind us. And Labor Day shows it makes us flex to say, you know what, NTUCB is strong, and when we say listen to us, they need to listen to us. So that's another reason why they should ensure that they join us on 1st of May, Friday, from 8:30 at Constitution Park, and we make our way over to Birdseye.
We've had multiple conversations over the past weeks, Sister President, about the NTUCB and how it advocates and who it advocates for. And so I think, unfortunately, and a lot of it is my fault, because I am sure that you would not have had any problems coming on the WUB. But since you've become the president of the NTUCB, you have not been on the WUB while I have hosted. And so you've been president for about a year now, or is it shorter?
Yes, 1 year. 1 year so far.
1 year so far. A lot has happened in that year. But I think lately we've had this concern about the NTUCB and how it relates to entities that might not be unions, specifically looking at the emergence of both former workers of BTL and former workers of BEL forming associations, but they have not become unions. What is the NTUCB position on people who, many of them former union members, former union leaders, right now actively organizing to try to get justice for their denied severance? What is the NTUCB position on that?
Well, I think, Mose, how the NTUCB operates. It's not the president who makes calls on any actions we take.
Yeah.
It goes through a process where we go through the executive and then to the general council. The general council did authorize and supported a letter that we wrote to the Labor Department, where we cited our strong opinion that pension is very different from severance. The labor law dictates that we are supposed to be paid severance after either 5 or 10 years of service to any employer. And we also made some recommendations in that letter, basically insisting that the Labor Department ensures that it shares that opinion that the court gave and that we understand from the Labor Act, and that it provides assistance to those folks, to those former workers, and that it educates both employees, workers, and the employers on the difference between pension and severance.
No.
We have done that. We have shared that with both entities. We had invited both entities to be on our Voice of NTUCB talk show. I think it's not last week, the week before. Share that space with them, and we have supported them. I will admit, there are some issues we're having with some aspects of what happened, which I prefer because remember, from those former workers, we do have the unionized entities at those workplaces. And they are aware of the issues that we're having, but that does not mean that we do not support them. It just means that we have to make decisions according to our membership. Now, for myself, I can speak for myself. I definitely support them. I agree totally with what they are clamoring for, because we had that issue at Social Security Board. Yeah. I don't recall if you were president then.
No, I wasn't, but I was informed about it. I remember that I mentioned this publicly last week, I believe, that I kind of described how the round of negotiations that happened before I became president, that it was a nasty affair. You guys were really treated poorly, and it was very contentious, and that's one of the issues that, so we often had these conversations when we were preparing for the round of negotiations that I was involved with, to kind of really show what we were going to be up against, even though it was nowhere near that. But that was one of the issues. So I had that, and I was essentially saying publicly that when this thing emerged, I really didn't think back to what I knew had been the position and the battle that had taken place at SSB that involved that. But I think the point that I want to just be clear on, and I'm happy that you were clear with your personal position, is because there is this, I don't know if it was something that has been said or written by the NTUCB, where it says that the Trade Union Congress is only in a position to advocate for people who are actually in unions. Can you? I don't know if that was something that was said by someone at some point or written, but my understanding of the Trade Union Congress is that it should stand for workers wherever they are, and issues that are related to labor, the policy that deals with labor. That this is supposed to be an encompassing, inclusive advocacy group. Could you speak to that?
Of course, the NTUCB is represented on a very important committee called the Labor Advisory Board, and that's where we discuss the legislation, we discuss the Labor Act, and those things, those things don't only affect the workers that are unionized; it affects all the workers of this country. So NTUCB does advocate and stand up for the rights and benefits of all workers of this country. Right? So that is not an issue. Like I said, the issue is that whenever it goes through a process where we have to go through a general council, there are certain actions that we have to vote on to take. And we have been supporting the two groups. We have not been ignoring their call. We went through just a different concept where we felt that because of our position, it was important for us to ensure that the Labor Department recognizes what the NTUCB also feels when it comes to the severance and the discussion of severance and pension, and what our recommendations, which I think is the most important thing. You cannot just cite an issue and not say what your recommendations are. And we did that. Now we have written again to the Labor Department to say, well, we wrote you this letter, we have not even had a response as to say, well, we invite you to a meeting to discuss this or how we can go about this as partners. We have not been invited, we have not been responded to that letter. And we're doing that again, and those are the issues that we will bring up at Labor Day, March and Rally, because as much as we say we do these things and the Labor Department or the government does not respond, it shows disrespect for NTUCB. And again, and we have invited again both entities to join us in Labor Day March and Rally. I reached out to them personally and invited them to join us so that they have a stronger, they can see that we are united with them. So we ask them to join, they have committed to join as well.
I wish that we had arranged for a full segment or two on the show.
We can do that, brother. Because just leave it till after Labor Day, though. We can do that.
Yeah, it would have been cool to.
And just to add one more thing, we also invited the Cuban Brigade as well to join us in the March and Rally. We've invited the Cane Farmers to join us.
Okay, the who brigade?
The Cuban Brigade.
The Cuban Brigade, the
doctors and nurses, the Cuban doctors and nurses.
Are they joining in?
Yes, they said they would, yes. I hope they do. They said they would.
Oh, I'm curious. Why? I'm not saying that you should not have. I'm just very curious and intrigued.
Because again, they are workers of this country. They work here, and we are concerned. We're very concerned that they. Remember what the conversation is right now is that they may have to leave us and return back to the country. And obviously, we represent the working class of this country who cannot afford to go to these private hospitals. So we would want them to stay. We think it is necessary for them to stay. We met with them, the NTCD met with them probably maybe 3 to 4 weeks ago, and we had a discussion about how they operate in Belize. We clarified a lot of things that were out there, right? And at that point, we asked them if they would join us in the March and Rally, and they said, yes, they are workers of this country.
Okay. Well, thanks for the call, and it's Friday, May 1st. It starts at 10 in the morning, you said?
No, we gather at Constitution Park at 8:30 in the morning.
8:30.
And yes, and we make our way over to Birdsdale. But I want to add one more thing, that we're also asking persons who may wish to, who would want to sell food or snacks or drinks at the Labor Day rally at Birdsdale to get in contact with me. My number is 601-3364. And they can reach out to me, and we can set them up with an area where they can sell their food and so on. Because we're expecting a decent crowd out there, and we would want to give the opportunity to those persons in that area or in Belize City to make a little bit of extra cash that day if they want to. So again, the number is 601-3364. They can reach out to me anytime between now and Thursday.
All right. Thanks for the call, President.
Thank you, Mose. And we work on us being on a show right after Labor Day.
Okay, great. Thanks. President of the Trade Union Congress of Belize, LO8. We will take our final break, come back and wrap for today.
My bro, take a quick pic of you right here, bro.
Alright, wait a second. Why? By the looks of it, I think my phone done.
Bye. Please tell me, I want to use that thing again, bro.
If I be serious and I be honest with you, I can't afford to spend big money on phone right now.
Bye, but who said anything about spending big money? Smarter than that agree. They got phone, deals, plans, they have everything that agree right now.
No, man.
But yes, it happen right now. Plus, they even have raffle and raffle money, then they raffle TV, everything.
Well, I think we need to ride the agri right now.
I agree, let's go right now.
Visit the Smart Booth any of the 3 days from May 1st to 3rd at Agric 2026. Get amazing deals on phones and plans and your chance to win a cell phone, 55-inch TV, and cash. Smart, bringing people together.
Maria's was planned to open in 2020, and that's when COVID came. I thought the dream was dead. People would come to my house, they would purchase the coffees from there. That gave me the little confidence, like, okay, I could do this. Atlantic Bank, of course, helped me take the next step. Once I had their support, it was smooth sailing from there. This business is my life. It's literally what provides my family with food and employment. I employ 3 family members, so it's really everything for us.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Every great job starts at Brothers Habet. With the best supplies and the right support, including free delivery on site, so you can focus on the job. Brothers Habet, working with contractors since 1983.
A Mandala notice. Advertisers, sellers, and readers are advised that there will be no online Tuesday issue of the newspaper for Tuesday, April 28th. There will only be the Friday issue, which will hit the streets on Thursday, April 30, 2026. Happy Labor Day from the management and staff of Cremandala.
We've got to close down for today. We hope you have a great Tuesday. Health and strength tomorrow morning, 6:30. We do it again. Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. We salute the crew who have been a part of the show today, listening, watching, and to the behind-the-scenes team, Larry G at Crumb Radio, Cliff, and Ms. Krista Flowers at the control. We are out for today. Stand strong, stand firm. For now, we're gone!
Get up, make every day count up. Wasted people, do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling? It's not so we no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Double your bed. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize. Another day is here. Wake up, Belize. Wake up, Belize.